This is Cheyenne Webb
Yes,
Kreisberg.
yes.
As a young girl, Cheyenne Webb Kreisberg worked with Dr. Martin Luther King, and she's called the youngest
Yes.
marcher. So, what would
Okay.
you like to ask her about her adventures and whatever happened?
When did you march? You marched with King. I understand you met Dr. King. When was this? When did you meet him?
I met Dr. King in Selma, Alabama, the place in which I was born and raised.
Okay.
And I had the honor of meeting Dr. King at the now historic Brown Chapel AME Church.
Okay.
Back in the 60s, I was 7 years old when I actually met him.
Okay.
And he struck a chord with me from the initial time that I met him as that little girl.
Yes.
Till every time Dr. King would come to Selma with his entourage for mass meetings, I would want to be there.
Okay.
I would want to be in his presence.
Tell them about Jonathan Daniels.
Sure, of course I had the opportunity, not only having met Dr. King, but I was able to meet so many other freedom fighters.
Okay.
Jonathan Daniels, who was killed in Lowndes County. As a matter of fact, he stayed in the home, my best friend home next door to me.
Okay.
Had so much time together. Jonathan was the young minister who used to try to explain a lot to my best friend Rachel and I when we were growing up during those turbulent times. I had the opportunity to meet Viola Lewis. So, as a matter of fact, Viola pierced my ears. She stayed in our home.
That was a famous historical event, the tragedy that happened with her.
Yes, she was killed.
Let me just interject that we're recording this on August 19th, 2022. Can you tell us your name again?
I'm Cheyenne.
I don't recall that. We got it. Say it again.
I'm Cheyenne Webb Kreisberg.
Okay, okay. And you were talking about Viola.
Yes, Viola was another young lady who had come down to join in that movement in Selma, who spent a great deal of time with myself and other
You
families.
were in Selma at the time? Were you in Selma at the time?
I was born and raised in Selma.
Okay, gotcha.
There.
Okay.
So, but of course, you know, she was killed taking some marches back from Montgomery to Selma.
Yeah, yeah.
And now her daughter and I are best friend, Mary.
Yeah.
And I mean, my life was impacted in such a profound way as that little girl. And little did I know it was changing my life.
Right.
And being that little girl, my life was changing really without me really even knowing it.
Amen.
And many of the things that I have chosen to do as a woman, as a community activist, all of it is derived from my participation and my readiness as that little girl participating in the Selma Civil Rights Movement.
Did you meet John Lewis?
Of course I met John Lewis.
Can you tell us about
That's the thing. Oh my goodness, Sean. All of the pictures, whenever the president came, most of the pictures you're dancing with him across the bridge.
Yes.
And so
I met the late
Walter Fauntroy? You met all the Walter Fauntroy?
Walter Fauntroy. I had a chance to meet most of the freedom fighters who were part of Dr. King's entourage.
Julian Bond.
Julian Bond, Stokely Carmichael, all of those people.
Rat Brown?
I had a chance to
go
meet
there
during
too.
that. C.T. Vivian, all of them. Because I was always surrounded with Dr. King and his entourage. They had a chance to meet me. I had a chance to meet them. And every time that they would come to Selma during that time, it was an engaging experience. And there was some experience out of my disobedient course. I became very disobedient. And my parents really couldn't do anything with me during those turbulent times. And it was because of the influence that not only Dr. King had on me, but many of the others like Jonathan Daniels, Viola Lewis, Reverend James Reed, who was killed. Many of the freedom fighters who were killed during that time.
I think we've seen that documented, well documented, how parents didn't want their kids to be involved because they were afraid.
It was very
for
risky.
The kids and for their own livelihood.
They could lose not only their lives, their jobs, and because I was their child, they were at risk. But nevertheless, I had great people who were really looking out for me, like Viola Luso and Jonathan Daniels and others. As a matter of fact, they would be the ones who would walk me home at night after the mass meetings, so there were so many things that I experienced. I was the youngest little girl on the Bloody Sunday March. I was 8 years old.
Okay, the Bloody Sunday March. You were in that.
Who picked you up?
Yes,
the Bloody Sunday.
Yes.
Okay.
And
it's been documented on TV.
That was a very traumatic experience for anyone who participated on that march. And of course, during that time, when those turbulent things happened on that bridge with tear gas, the horses, the dogs, everybody was trying to run back to Brown Chapel.
You said someone picked you up. Who was that?
On my way back home, running, trying to make my way back. The late Hosea Williams picked me up. And my little legs were still galloping in his arms. And I turned to him with tear gas in my eyes, just devastated. And I said to him in my own childish voice, "Put me down because you're not running fast enough." And even today, the picture of Bloody Sunday still remains in my heart, in my mind.